We start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if we refer to my last analysis, which was on the 20th of the July, since the price was within this move, somewhere around 80 cent, I mentioned that if we wants to look for buy, what I prefer, at least the price drop to 0.6767. That's why if we refer to my last analysis, we had this line. I mentioned if the price cannot break any reversal, we want the price tag 67 cent. If the price cannot break any reversal as a sharp move flag, we can take the trade. And if we move to 1 hour chart, this is where we should take the trade, because the price tag based on 1 hour chart, we see there was a breakout, but there was a reversal. When we see this one, this is where we could take the trade. This is what we have been looking for. That's why I mentioned at that time the price was within this range, somewhere around 0.75 to 80 cent. I mentioned if we want the price tag 67, if there is no breakout, we can look for trade. Okay. Anyway, this is where we could look for buy. And whoever get the trade from here right now, they should move their stop loss somewhere around 0.65. Okay. That's mean if we put our line here, that means they should move their stop loss somewhere between 0.82 cent and the 85 cent. It depends on them whether they want to move their stop loss to the 85 or somewhere around 82 cent within this range. If I put my line here, all right, if I put this one, either they move their stop loss to 85 or 82 within this zone. Okay, the best thing is if they move their stop loss to 82, at least at the lowest price of this correction. We're referring to this one. Okay, now what I want to say that whoever get the trade, if they refer to my last analysis, they get the trade from here. The best thing is move their stop loss to 82 cent if they want to keep the trade for the long term. And even if you refer to my last analysis, since the price was within this move, I mentioned if there is a reversal, we are expecting to see this sharp move. That's why we mentioned we can move, at least put our entry above the 80 cent. And if the price, there is a continuation, if we see the correction, then from there we can adjust it. That means after we see this one, also we could put our entry above here. Okay, that's means somewhere around this. But the best thing is, because I was keep highlighting, I want a price tag 67 cent. If there is a reversal as a short move flag, we can take the trade. The best things was to get the trade from here. All right. Anyway, that's why I was keep highlighting. If there is a reversal, it can be really, we can expect to see the sharp move, and this is what we have been looking for. Anyway, whoever get the trade, again, move their stop loss to 82 cent and just let it go. If they want to keep the if they want to keep the trade for the long term, at least they can book some profit. And in this case, we move to daily chart. You want to see how we can look at the chart. Now, the first thing is, based on daily chart, as we see the price correcting here, if this one give us a deeper correction, that means confirm the correction relative to this sharp move. Any trade from there, we can take the trade, and we can expect this one turn to a give us a trade for the long term. At least we need to see the breakout of 1.2. Okay, but right now what I see here, if we move to lower time frame, we need to be quite careful, because the way it's moving is it still is uptrend, but it's very corrective. Okay, that's why I mentioned we need to see the more complex correction based on daily chart, because whenever we see this kind of the continuation as an up move, if there is a continuation, mostly we can expect the price give us a drop before we get the continuation, or the price can retest the previous low. Okay, that's why we have to book some profit. But as what we can see based on forward chart, as I mentioned, the way there is a continue, the is moving is very corrective. Even there is a continuation as a corrective move, similar to what we have here, mostly we can expect the price to drop. That's why if you want to look for trade, we need to be quite careful. And based on forward chart, I don't see any trade setup. And if I move to 1 hour chart, okay, now how to look for trade. All right, the first thing is how we can look at this correction. Okay, whether we want to put this one in relative to this, even if we want to look at this one as a flat, then how about this? It's not really good, really good idea to put these two in relative to each other. That's why we look at this one as a entire, from the first to the end, as a correction. No, the only thing is whether we can put this correction relative to this. Can we expect to see the continuation as a sharp move, or we can expect this one turn to continuation as a corrective? Because from what we can see, we see the divergence based on indicators is losing the momentum. Okay, now if we wants to look for next trade within this one, simply we cannot look for buy. We have to get a trade set up. And from what I can see here as a sharp move flag, what I can expect to see one more drop. Okay, then for me, if I wants to look for if I wants to look for buy, I prefer to get one more drop, then I put my entry above this. This is the only option I'm interested to look for buy. And if the price continue from here, I just let it go. Because from there, I want to see whether the price can break the previous stop as a sharp move or not. Because if there is a continuation as a corrective, we are not really interested to look for buy. The only thing is we adjust our stop loss for this trade. Okay, now having entry above this, I won't suggest that. The only thing is if I want to look for buy, if I see one more drop, I will put my entry above the stop. Then from there, what I want to see the reversal as a sharp move. Okay, and even if you move to 15 minute, can we consider this one as a flag in relative to this? Can we put our entry above this? It depends on the traders. For me, I'm not really interested. Why? Because simply the price can tag and drop. Then from there, we can look at this one as a flat as a first, running flat as a correction, and the last. That's why I want to see one more drop with the breakout of this low. Then from there, if I get any reversal, I will take the trade or I will put my entry above this correction. Okay, this is how I'm going to look for the next trade. And as I mentioned, we don't have really good trade setup. And even if the price continue from here, as I discussed based on 15 minutes, having entry above this, I won't suggest. It depends on the traders. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.